Today I will continue Anapana session. But before we are trying to matter, I want to suggest you some meditators they want to continue more than 1 hour, etc. So because of this reason, while you are getting up, while you are open the door, please try slowly, gently. It is better. Because some meditators they stay together 2 or 3 together. So because of this reason, their room is also not comfortable for meditation. They want to meditate here for a long time, but some people, when the bell rings, they get up. Other than they open the door, not gently, so it disturbs their concentration. Because of this reason, every time please be careful to open and or to close the door gently. Another reason is after lunch or after lunch, usually many meditators want to rest for a few minutes for a short nap. At the day, showering is not good. So you should also fix showering time. After lunch, you should not do showering, it is better. Because some they want to take nap, a short nap, but some are showering, then they cannot sleep well. So because of this reason, after lunch, it is better not to shower. Okay. Then everywhere, if you want to speak, please try and change everything slowly, but low voice. Okay. Then today we will continue Anapana session. Anapana Kamathana also can edit Rahasya. Why? I want to explain in brief. Now you have been already practiced Anapana 4 stages in Samatha meditation, long breath, short breath, the whole breath body in, tranquilizing the whole breath body formations. This is up to 4th jhana stage. After 4th jhana, then what you must do? You must discern ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality. This is mental body and physical body. Internally and externally both. Then you must discern dependent origination, their causes. If when you are discerning dependent origination, if you can do, then it is better 4 or 5 lives, up to 4 or 5 past lives. If you can discern dependent origination, it is better. But for future, you must try up to the end of your future. Because when you are practicing Vipassana in Uddiyabhaya Jnana stage, rising in dissolution inside knowledge stage, you must discern not only rising stage, causal rising, but also causal cessation, complete cessation. So because of this reason, you must try when you are discerning dependent origination in the future existences, then after the end of future you must try. After that, what should you do? This is another way. Usually, Lakkhana Rasa Pichu Patana Patatana Vasena Nama Rupa Parigaho Deti Visuddhi Nama. For purification of your right view, you should try to discern each mentality and materiality by way of characteristic, function, manifestation, and proximate cause. Some characteristics are connected with dependent origination. Because of this reason, we teach this system later. For example, I'm transparent. What is I'm transparent? Rupavi Gadaraha Buddha Pasada Lakkhana. The transfer of 4 elements, which is impingible by kala. This is no much problem, you can easily understand. But there is also another characteristic. Dhatu Gamma Dani Dana Gamma Samudhana Buddha Pasada Lakkhana Vachaku. Dhatu Gamma Dani Dana. In previous life, while you are accumulating whole swantamas, you have the intention to see visible objects. With such intention, you had accumulated wholesome karmas. So, based on this craving for sensual pleasure, you accumulate that wholesome karma. Because of this wholesome karma, 4 elements arise here. Transferring of these 4 elements is called Akukusada, untransferring element. In this case, this characteristic is connected with previous past cause. After you had been disintegrated origination, at that time you will understand what is your wholesome karma, what is your craving, which based on this craving, how do you accumulate this? How did you accumulate this wholesome karma? At that time only you will understand. So because of this reason, usually we teach after dependent origination to discern each mental factor as well as physical is materiality by way of characteristic, action, manifestation, and proximate cause. After you had been discerned this, then it is ready to go to Vipassana. So if you want to go to Vipassana, how you should practice? The present ultimate materiality is very easy. You can discern, you have been discerned many times internally and externally ultimate materiality. So as a group is better. If you cannot contemplate them as a group, then you should contemplate here 54 rupas. Here 54, 54, then separately you can do. As long as they arise, they pass away. So they are nature and permanent. You should contemplate them as nature. At that time, you should not contemplate them as a small particle. Small particles are not the object of Vipassana. You must analyze these small particles. In each small particle, there are at least 8 types of materiality. These ultimate materiality are the object of Vipassana. So you must emphasize only ultimate materiality. 54, 54. And then as a general, the whole body also you should try to discern all ultimate materiality, and then you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta. As long as they arise, they pass away, so they are nature. But their arising and passing is very quick. You cannot follow nature very quickly. So nature is only slowly. Rising and passing must be very quick. So for example, 100 times rising and passing away. You can contemplate nature once. It is okay, no problem. So by seeing this rising and passing away very, very quickly, you must contemplate the nature. Not only internally but also externally. When you are doing externally, from near to far away, slowly you must extend your discernment area up to infinite universe slowly. Everywhere, wherever you pay attention, everywhere all materiality become nature. So all are same. Same means at that time, if you discern 4 elements in your goal, you can see only just a group of small particles. If you analyze these small particles, you can see 8 types of materiality: earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence. They, as soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. When they become gold like solid, because in each kalapa there is fire element. That fire element can produce another new generation. In that generation there is also fire element. That fire element also can produce another generation. So successively for a long time they can produce in this way. As long as they are producing in this way, then gold is still gold for physical eye. But for Western eye, there is no gold. As soon as they rise, they pass away. In the same way, if you pay attention, your diamond, ruby, there is no ruby, there is no diamond. If you discern 4 elements in that ruby or diamond, then you can see only just a small particle. If you analyze in each particle, there are 8 types of materiality. These are, as soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly. So they are also nature. In anime or animate, everything is same, all are same. So this is called samana lakkhana. All are equal, same characteristic. At that time, all are nature, all are particles. There is no diamond, there is no ruby, there is no gold, there is no silver, there is no US dollar. Yes, if you pay attention point in that US dollar, you can see only just small particle. So all are equal, all are same. So this is because of this reason they are called samana lakkhana, equal characteristic. All have same characteristic. So if you can discern nature thoroughly, if you satisfy, then you can change dukkha. Why dukkha? The meaning of dukkha is very wide. They translate suffering. That translation is many educated persons, they don't want to translate like that. Because dukkha means always they are oppressed by rising and passing away. Because of this reason, Buddha gave this name dukkha. Every day and all over the world is dukkha. Why? They are always rising and passing away. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away. For example, maybe one lady have maybe take part, one children. As soon as take part, that children pass away. Again another children, then pass away, then pass away. So they think, they are very dukkha, suffering. As soon as they rise, they pass away. So because of this, like such meaning only. Many people, they think this is pessimistic. Not pessimistic, this is true nature. Because as soon as they rise, they very, very quickly passing away or dissolution. If they are dissolution, can we say this is sukha, happiness? We cannot say, because they are not permanent. They are impermanent. So because of this reason, they are given by name dukkha. So you must contemplate them in the same way. As long as they are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are dukkha. Then if you satisfy, then you can be addition anatta, non-self. Why? If you contemplate this ultimate materiality, you cannot see any substance which is stable for a long time, permanent. So they are non-self. You cannot control them, not to passing away, not to pass away. So they are anatta. According to your own desire, they will never come. May this rupa, this materiality not pass away, not to reach dissolution stage. Although you may have such intention, it is not okay like that. But as soon as it arises, it passes away. There is no permanent entity in them. So because of this reason, they are anatta, not self. After discerning ultimate materiality internally and externally as nature or dukkha or anatta, then in the same way you should try ultimate mentality also. Even your jhana dhammas, you may say, I can maintain my concentration 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But really, if you pay attention to these jhana dhammas, they are impermanent. As soon as they arise, they pass away. Then how you can say I can maintain? Because this jhana consciousness is not same like sensual consciousness. Sensual consciousness means for your easy understanding, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, such consciousness. They are, as soon as they arise, they pass away. If they are permanent, then always you must receive one thing, always the whole life, if they are permanent. So they are not permanent. Because of this reason, you can clearly see impermanent in nature, but jhana dhammas are not like that. They can rise successfully for many hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, without interruption. So because of this reason, we can say she can maintain or he can maintain his concentration for 1 hour, 2 hours, etc. But although he can maintain this concentration, but actually while he is discerning this jhana dhammas, as soon as they arise, they pass away successfully for a long time. So you must contemplate them as nature, because they are, as soon as they arise, they pass away, so they are nature. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are also dukkha. There is no permanent entity, permanent substance, so they are anatta, non-self. Why we are contemplating like that. To arise in our mind, this disenchantment inside knowledge. This is very important. If you to remove craving or to remove attachment, this disenchantment inside knowledge is very important. Nibbana Viricchati. In this way, Buddha talks in many sutras. If you have disenchantment, then you will have viraga. Viraga means you have no attachment to these objects. Because as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. How you get attached? How you can have attachment to these objects? So because of this reason, Buddha gave to contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta. Internally, externally. But there are many different ways you can do ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality as nature, dukkha, anatta. But some meditators, there are many difficulties. When they are contemplating ultimate materiality, they cannot grasp all materiality as a whole. So because of this reason, sometimes Buddha taught separately. If it is so, you must do separately. Eye transparent element, nature. Ear transparent element, nature. Nose transparent element, nature. Tongue transparent element, nature. Body transparent element, nature. Heart, face, nature, etc. In this way, one by one, they must do. This way of practice also 12 Arana method or 80 element method. So in this way also Buddha taught. Because when they are discerning ultimate materiality, it is not clear in their mind as a whole. One by one, if they practice, it is very clear. So for those, Buddha also taught 12 Arana method also. Why? This depends on their paramis. In previous life, when they are practicing vipassana, they emphasize only mentality, not materiality. Because they don't want to practice materiality obediently. They want to emphasize only mentality. So because of this reason, in this life, when they are practicing vipassana, when they are contemplating ultimate materiality, all are not clear in their mind together. So if it is so, they must do separately, one by one, two by two, separately. This is one way. But other meditators, while they are contemplating ultimate materiality, it is very clear in their mind, very evident. But when they are contemplating ultimate mentality, they cannot grasp together. Because they are very quick, they are very subtle. So because of this, they cannot penetrate altogether. For those, Buddha also taught four mental aggregate: feeling, perception, volitional formations, and consciousness separately. The amount, for example, first jhana dhamma 34. Among 34, you should emphasize only just feeling, maybe blissful feeling. Feeling nature, okay. Then perception nature, okay. Then the remaining mental factors headed by volition, they are nature. Then consciousness nature. So in this way, 5 aggregate method. So rupa is one aggregate, materiality is one aggregate, feeling one aggregate, perception one aggregate, mental formations one aggregate, then consciousness is one aggregate. This 5 aggregate method is also okay. Maybe you may read, and then so you have to read, and then so another Lakkhana Sutta, second Sama. In that Sutta, Buddha gave instruction for 5 group bhikkhus, Pinchavati bhikkhus, for higher attainment from Sotapanna stage to Arhat stage, to contemplate 5 aggregate method. Yanjinsi Rupa Dita Nagata Bichupana Ijatama Britama Olaritama Sukumawa Inama Benitawa Yandure Sandideva Sabaruba Nidamama Niso Amasami Namiso Adadi Iwa Midayata Buddha Samabhinaya Tatapa. Whether past or present, future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, all 11 types of rupas you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta. In the same way, 11 types of feeling, 11 types of perception, 11 types of volitional formations, 11 types of consciousness, also Buddha explained in the same way. So this is five aggregate method. While Buddha expounding this Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, listeners, especially five group bhikkhus, they can follow the instruction. While listening to Madhva, they can contemplate 11 types of five aggregates as nature, dukkha, anatta. Because of this reason, at the end of this discourse, they all became arahant. This is present cause only. Past cause is this way of practice, they had been practiced in the time of Buddhamudra Buddha. So, beginning from Buddhamudra Buddha's time, they already practiced these five aggregate methods as nature, dukkha, anatta many times. So, because of this reason, when Buddha is expounding five aggregate method, vipassana, they can easily follow, they can easily contemplate them. This is one reason. Another reason is when Buddha is expounding Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sermon, in that Sutta, Buddha taught Four Noble Truths. What is first Noble Truth? Dukkha Satya. What is Dukkha Satya? Dukkha Satya, Sankhedena Pinchu Badane Khanda Dukkha. In brief, five clinging agrees are Dukkha Satya. So in that Sutta, Buddha, in brief way, Buddha explained five clinging aggregates. What are five clinging aggregates? Whether they are past or present or future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near. All 11 types of five aggregates are called five clinging aggregates. At that time also, they already practice this way to attain Sotapanna stage. So because of this reason, when their insight become mature, Buddha also taught this five aggregate method again. So in this way also you can contemplate. In the same way, 12 types of ayarana method, 80 element types of dhatu method. This also you can do in the same way. So if you had been this ultimate mentality, materiality, internally and externally as nature, dukkha, anatta, then you must go back up to past life. How many past life? For example, you had to be this ultimate mentality, materiality up to fifth past life. So from fifth past life to present to future up to the end of your future, you must contemplate the rupa anicca, the nama anicca. Or another way is rupa anicca, vedana, feeling, vedana is anicca. Then sanya, perception is anicca. Then sankhara, formations is anicca. Then consciousness, vijnana is anicca. Nama rupa method or five aggregate method you should try in the same way, nature, and then dukkha, and then anatta. In the same way you must do. When you are doing in this way, when your insight becomes sharp, at that time you can do 40 doors. Maybe this you can try to see, and in the Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. Under nature lakkhana, there are 10 characteristics. Under dukkha lakkhana, there are 25 characteristics. Under anatta lakkhana, there are 5 characteristics. This 40 way of contemplating also you must try in the same way. Why? To rise in your mind this sentiment, whether past or present or future, all are impermanent, all are nature, all are dukkha. If you understand in this way, gliyara and gliyara, then slowly this sentiment will arise. You will not expect any future existence. Craving for future existence will be disappear slowly. This is important. If you have any attachment for future existence, then you must continue future existence. You must be reborn again in future. But if you have no attachment for future existence, then this life will be your last life. You can take pranibhana in this very life. So, for this disenchantment, we must contemplate future as well as past. Sometimes present is not good. Oh, in past, we are very luxurious, we are very rich. In this way, you may go back your attachment to past life. So because of this reason, past also nature, present also nature, future also nature, all are impermanent. We must try to see this impermanent nature. After that, there may be another way of studying Rupa Sadhaka, the material subject, Arupa Sadhaka, immaterial subject. This is also very good. Very good means our body sadha under the body tree, maybe especially last watch. When he is contemplating vipassana, he practices this Rupa Sadhaka, material subject, and Arupa Sadhaka, immaterial subject. This is very thoroughly, thoroughly in detail examined ultimate mentality and materiality as nature dukkha anatta. So, within one day, minutely, within 100 years, every day you must contemplate them. So very detailed, but it will take long time. So after that, you can go very, very quickly. If you can see rising and passing away in every mind moment, then you can go to you can reach at the Udyabhya Jnana stage. Well, if you reach Udyabhya Jnana stage, rising and falling Jnana, insight knowledge, up to that stage, if you can clearly see moment by moment rising and passing away, then you can do at that time causal rising and momentary rising, causal passing away and momentary passing away both. Really, yesterday we had been discussed dependent origination. You should try to see the first 5 causes. Because of the rising of Vijja, ignorance, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the rising of craving, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the rising of clinging, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the rising of volitional formations, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the rising of karmic force, then volitional formations, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. So because of this rise, you must try. Then you should try to see Prisani Kamaja Rupa's rising stage over the rising stage only. This is causal rising. Because of this rise, this is causal rising. You try to see only rising state. This is momentary rising. So both causal rising and momentary rising you must try. If you can do like that, then every 5 aggregate you must try according to 6 doors. In each door there is in every mind moment you must do in the same way. When you had the dependent origination at that time, this Vata also you must try. After that, not only momentary rising, causal rising and momentary rising, then you must also try causal cessation and momentary cessation. You already decided these 5 causes, 5 causes. Then similar 5 causes will cease in future. In which future? When you attain Rahatship, at the time, these 5 similar, not this Vijja, because this Vijja also nature. As soon as they rise, they pass away in past life. So they cannot follow up to future. But the coming post only future, follow up to future. But here, these 5 causes you should try to see. And the similar 5 causes, when you attain Rahatship, then all ignorance, all craving, all clinging, all volitional formations, and all karmic force will cease completely without remainder. So you should try to see this complete cessation state. And then if you see that complete cessation state, because of the cause cease completely without remainder, including Parisandhi, Kamaja Rupa, all 5 aggregates will cease completely without remainder after Pranibbana. Pranibbana is final cessation. So, if you see these 2 types of cessation, complete cessation, then you should discern. Because of the complete cessation of Vijja, Prisani Kamaja Rupa cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of Tanha, Parisani Gamja Rupa cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of clinging, Parisani Gamja Rupa cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of formations, volitional formations, Parisani Gamja Rupa cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of karma, then Parisani Gamja Rupa cease completely without remainder. This is causal cessation state. Then again you must find this Parisani Gamja Rupa's dissolution state. This is momentary passing away. So these both causal passing away and momentary passing away also you must listen in the same way. In every mind moment aggregates, in every aggregate you must do in the same way. At that time only you will understand this way of practice. If I practice in this way, then one day all five aggregates will cease completely without remainder. At that time you want to practice, to continue your practice. When I will be, these five aggregates will be ceased. You cannot see. You have no attention to reach there. So when you see, at that time only you have such strong desire to reach that stage. Without seeing anything, if you are trying, then slowly you will become whole. Now you can see your result exactly. If I follow this Noble Eightfold Path systematically, one day these five aggregates, these causes in these five aggregates will cease completely without remainder. But there's one question. If five causes cease completely without remainder, when one meditator attain a hardship, then why they continue up to Pranivana stage? For example, our Bodhisattva, our Buddha, when he 25 years old, he became enlightened one. But he must continue 45 years as a Buddha. When he 80 years old, at that time he took Pranivana. Why he continued in this way after attainment of hardship? Because if he can completely destroy the five causes, if there is complete cessation of five causes, why he continued in this way? So the problem is that his Arahant knowledge can destroy five causes, it is true. But really it destroys its defilements only. Ignorance, clinging, and craving. He destroys these three only. But every karmic force, when they depends on ignorance, craving, and clinging, they can produce any future result. If there is no ignorance, no clinging, no craving, they cannot produce any result. Because when this called defilement wrong, kilesa vada, when they depend on these kilesa defilements, at that time karma can produce any result. For example, craving is very important. Craving is attachment to future existence. There is no craving, no attachment for future existence completely. So if there is no attachment, then karma cannot produce any future existence. So this is reason. Because of this reason, when Arahant knowledge destroy ignorance, craving, and clinging, then karmas also cannot produce any more results for future existence only, not for present existence. You should understand this. For present existence, but for Pranivana, final cessation stage, they will continue to produce this result, five aggregates. For future existence, all karmas finish. So because of this reason, after final cessation, Pranivana, there is no more any aggregates, no more five aggregates. Only for future existence, karmic force, Arahant can destroy. But for present existence, after Arahant fruition knowledge between Pranivana, his previous karma will continue in the same way. Because of this reason, Venerable Mahamoggana also suffer a lot of dukkha. In the same way, our Buddha also suffered a lot dukkha before Nirvana stage. Many arahats also say like that. So, if you can do this causal arising in momentary arising, causal passing away in momentary passing away, then you should try to join both together. Because of the rising of ignorance, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the complete cessation of ignorance, Prisani Kamaja Rupa cease completely without remainder. Because of the rising of craving, Prisani Kamaja Rupa rise. Because of the complete cessation of craving, Prisani Kamaja Rupa cease completely without remainder. In this way, clinging, sankhara, and kamya force you must do. So, because of this rise, because of the cessation of this also cease. At that time only you will have enough confidence this way of practice. Is it true? Yes. So you should try up to that stage. And then you should try, you should contemplate at that stage. See this Kamaja Rupa, arising and passing where you must contemplate it as nature. Five causes also nature. Here, result also nature. Cause also nature, result also nature. In this way you must contemplate dukkha, anatta also in the same way. And then slowly your Udiya Bhaya Jnana arising and passing away inside knowledge will become more powerful. When this inside knowledge becomes more and more powerful, in fact means at that time will rise. Among these three epitomes, your inside knowledge will become sharper and sharper. And then rapture will be full, your body will be full of rapture. In this way there are many deep embodiments. But you must contemplate them as nature dukkha anatta. This is no much problem. Another problem is light. And then there's a strong powerful light is Abhiya. Because of this reason they may think, oh, I may attain part infusion knowledge. You may think. But really other than no part infusion knowledge. So how you should practice when the strong powerful light appears? At the time, this light you can discern four elements. Very subtle. In that light, if you discern four elements, you can see light is nothing but a group of small particles. If you analyze these particles, you can see 8 types of materiality. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence. Among these 8 types, color is very bright. Why? Because of your inside knowledge. When your inside knowledge becomes sharper and sharper, then the light is become like brighter and brighter. So at that time you can see this light. Light is nothing but only a group of small particles. But external light is temperature produced light only. Temperature produced light means in each cluster there is fire element. That fire element can produce new generation. For our Buddha's inside knowledge, produce this light up to 10,000 watt cycle. Very, very far away. But for some meditators, maybe from up to 1 kilo, 1, 2 kilo, 3 kilo, etc. only. But this light is nothing, external is temperature produced, but internal is both. Mind produces materiality as well as temperature produces materiality. Every inside knowledge is associated with every consciousness. Every inside knowledge is associated with its own consciousness. That consciousness can produce small particles. Mind produces materiality. In each cluster there are 8 types of materiality. Among these 8, color is very bright. In the same way, among these 8 types of materiality, there is temperature. That temperature can produce new generation. In that generation, there are also 8 types of materiality. Among these 8 types, there is also color. That color also bright. So here, the light of wisdom is internally is combination of these 2 types of color only. But external is only temperature produced, not mind produced. Mind produced materiality cannot go external one. As soon as they rise, they pass away internally only. So at that time you can analyze this like in the same way. What is Anapana Parivaga Nimitta? At that time you can analyze clearly. If you pay attention to your natural breath or maybe this like, then you should listen for elements in that nimitta. You can see kalabas. Nimitta is nothing but a group of kalabas. But internally also there's nimitta. Externally also there's nimitta. If you follow inside at that time, you can see nimitta here also. So this nimitta is internally is both mind produced materiality as well as temperature produced materiality. But external here, this is only temperature produced materiality. But this temperature produced materiality is based on mind produced materiality only. In mind produced materiality, in each kalapa there is fire element tejo. That tejo produces new generation only. So at that time you can analyze your Parivaga Nimitta also. But before you are practicing Vipassana, while you are discerning ultimate materiality, at that time you can discern four elements in your natural breath. Natural breath is nothing but a group of small particles. If you analyze these small particles, there are 9 types, including sound, breathing sound. So there are 9 types only. If you had been discern this 9 types of materiality, one nimitta is abhiya. At that time also, if you discern ultimate materiality, it is very easy for you. So, if you can contemplate then as nature dukkha anatta, then disenchantment, or maybe there will be no attachment to that light or to that 10 types of impediment. So, if you overcome these 10 types of impediment, then your Udaya Vyajana insight is very powerful insight, very strong. At the time, in the same way you must do past, present, and future, internal and external, both it is better. After doing it in this way, then when you are inside become Shabbat and Shabbat, then you should emphasize only passing away, not rising stage. Then you will see only dissolution stage, not rising. Whenever you pay attention internally or externally, past or present or future, all materiality will be, you will see only dissolution. At that time you can pay attention as nature. And sometimes dukkha, sometimes anatta. When you pay attention nama mentality also in the same way you will see only dissolution. Because you do not pay attention arising. You pay attention only dissolution. At that time when you are inside become Shabbat and Shabbat, then you will see only dissolution. On that stage, depending on this stage, Buddha taught in Mahasriprana Sutta. I will continue Mahasriprana Sutta. Iti ijadawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi, baidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi, ijada baidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi. You must discern ultimate mentality in materiality, internally and externally, both again. Then, Samudaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi, Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi, Samudaya Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi. So, first, dependent origination. Secondly, you must contemplate them as nature dukkha anatta, abdu udaya vyajnana stage. Then Buddha continued, Ati Gayodiva Panasa Sati Vishubhati Dahodi Yava Deva Jnana Madaya Padishti Madaya. What is the meaning? Or else mindfulness is mindfulness. There is a body is simply established to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and mindfulness. What is the meaning? Maybe you may understand or not, I don't know exactly. The meaning is when you are emphasizing only just dissolution. At that time, when you are inside between Shabbat and Shabbat, you will not see any kalapas at that time. Before that stage, when you are discerning ultimate materiality, some kalapas you can see ultimate materiality. But there are uncountable kalapas all over the world, or internally or externally both. You cannot analyze all, because your inside knowledge is not so sharp. Only Buddha can do every particle, whether 8,000 world cycle. He can do every color, but only Saugas cannot do like that. So, because of this reason, when you analyze some particles, you may see ultimate materiality. There are also many particles. You cannot analyze them at once. So, because of this reason, while you are contemplating nature, dukkha, anatta, up to Uriyabhya Jnana stage, rising, fall, passing away stage, partially you may see ultimate mentality and materiality as nature, dukkha, anatta. But when you reach dissolution stage, the knowledge of dissolution, Vega Jnana, in that Jnana inside knowledge stage, you only see dissolution. When you are inside begin Shabha and Shabha, you will not see any color bars. Only just ultimate mentality, they are only passing when you will see. So, referring to that stage, Buddha says, or else there is a body is established. Mindfulness that there is a body is established, simply established to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and mindfulness. At the time, because of this dissolution inside knowledge, your inside knowledge become more and more powerful. Your mindfulness also become more and more powerful. That powerful insight and mindfulness is for higher and higher insight knowledge and higher mindfulness only. At that time you will see only there is only mental body, material body only. There will be no any compactness. In that case, compactness is small particles. These small particles also you will not see. Only just mental body and material body you will see. So this is that stage. So if you reach that Bhenga Jnana stage, dissolution inside knowledge stage, then you will not see any particles. You will only see mental body, only mental body and material body. If you continue in this way, past, present, future, internal, external, in the same way, then one day your insight would become mature. When your insight becomes mature, disenchantment knowledge will appear. Disenchantment insight knowledge will appear. When this disenchantment insight begins, Shabha and mature, then equanimous mind will appear. Equanimous mind means wherever you pay attention, you can see only dissolution. There is nothing to be grasped. This is my husband, this is my daughter, this is my wife, this is my US dollar. In this way, there is nothing to grasp. Only dissolution you can see. So at the time, you have equanimous mind to everything, internally and externally. That equanimous mind became mature and mature. Then slowly you have such strong desire to go to the end of this dissolution. So at that time, with the intention to reach this dissolution stage, especially at that time, you should contemplate jhana dhammas. It is very good. So you should enter into 5 jhana. Imagine from first jhana, you should contemplate this jhana dhammas as nature, sondence, dukkha, sondence, anatta. Again, you should enter into second jhana. Imagine from second jhana, you should contemplate this second jhana dhammas as nature and dukkha and anatta. In this way, if you do again all jhana dhammas, then you should choose one jhana. Which jhana will be better for you? At that time, you have one inclination to practice only one jhana. For example, 4th jhana. For example, then you should emphasize this 4th jhana. There are 3 characteristics: nature, dukkha, and anatta. Among these characteristics, 3 characteristics, you have been already practiced many times. So because of this reason, you get emphasis on anatta. With the intention to reach the end of this dissolution formations. So if you practice in this way, when your insight becomes mature, then one day you will reach the end of this dissolution state. That is, your path knowledge and fruition knowledge will take nirvana, unconditioned element as object. But first movement is only few seconds only, maybe not last long, 1 second only because part knowledge, one mind movement, fruition knowledge, 2 or 3 moments only, so very, very quick. But again, you must contemplate them with the intention to reach that the end of that dissolution state. Then if you try in this way, next time maybe you can maintain this for realization of Nibbana. If you maintain this realization knowledge for a long time, this realization knowledge is called fruition knowledge only, no part knowledge. If you can maintain this fruition knowledge 1 hour, 2 hours, etc., other than you can check whether there are any defilements which you cannot destroy or what are you can destroy, then you can check any defilements at the time. So if you attain in the same way, if after attaining of Sotapanna stage, you must contemplate in the same way these formations as anicca dukkha anatta. Then you can attain again Sakadagami Vasratana stage. Then again you must contemplate these formations as anicca dukkha anatta again. Then when you are inside become Mediva, you can attain Noratana stage. Again you must contemplate these formations as anicca dukkha anatta in the same way. When you are inside become Mediva, then you will attain hardship. That arhatship stage, Buddha taught, referring to that arhat stage. Anisi docha viharati nacha kinchi loge ubadiyati. He advised independent, not clinging to anything in the world. Is it good or no? Not clinging anything in the world. He advised independent. This is very good. So it Eon Sakho Bhikkhu Bhikkhu Kayika Anupasi Viharati. Bhikkhus in this way a bhikkhu advised contemplating body as a body. So he concluded his Anapanna session up to that stage only. So this is when you are practicing Anapanna systematically in this way, then you can attain Radha-ship. In the same way, there are many sessions in Mahasriprana Sutta. Every session can attain Radha-ship. Buddha explain in detail. So next time we will explain this. Tomorrow he will preach tomorrow. The day after tomorrow she will do. Okay, any question?
I have a question about states of consciousness during sleep. Do we produce kama at that time?
Maybe,
or what is happening during...
Maybe this karma is very weak. Maybe, for example, you are dream, you may see Buddha, for example. And then you may offer something. You may see bhikkhus, you may offer something. So this is wholesome karma, but that wholesome karma is very weak. Because of this reason, it cannot produce any future existence. But within, between birth consciousness moment and death consciousness moment, along the light, they may produce good results. This is one. But in the dream, sometimes you may do bad actions. I mean, you may kill insects, etc. This is unwholesome karma. But that unwholesome karma also very weak. Because of this reason, it cannot produce any future existence. But between birth consciousness and death consciousness, along the light, they may produce bad results. Not so strong, very weak.
Not so strong. And I had another question to Sayadaw about the Buddha's dukkha,
Yes.
which is, his dukkha was only physical. He did not experience mental suffering, just
physical.
Physical only.
Yes. For example, headache.
Oh.
When he is practicing in Uruvela 6 years, he practiced not to breathe. He close this, close this, close this. All close when is attacking to his head. Beginning from this headache problem appear. This is bodily feeling only, not physical feeling. In the same way, diarrhea, because of previous karma. So only bodily feeling only, not physical, not mental feeling. No question? Okay.
Bhante, I have a question about the future. When you're practicing to see the cessation of nama rupa, and you look into the future, so you go all the way to when there is cessation. So let's say, for example, I'm looking at when I attain arahantship, and that's 5 lives away. Okay, so then I contemplate.
I would do 5 lakhs, 50 lakhs.
Right. Okay, so then I see that cessation, and at that point I can contemplate the cessation of those, of all of those things, such that I can attain arahantship in this life. So then I change the future.
Yes, can change. Can change means because of this reason we are contemplating future also as nature dukkha like that.
Okay.
When you are inside knowledge become with you, disenchantment for future existence will arise. Because of this disenchantment, then in this very life also you get added hardship. Because for some persons, there are 2 types of arahats who got definite prophecy, niyata pratita. Some arahats, they do not get definite prophecy. For example, in the of our Buddha, there is Mahadana city. Mahadana city, how they translate? Maybe great treasurer's son. Very, very rich person's son. His wife also very rich, he also very rich. But they dance and then they waste their property, then later they became beggars. When they very old, one day they went to Jetavana Vihara, and then Buddha was in Jetavana Vihara. I think at that time he was maybe more than 90 years old, nearly 100 maybe. And then what the remaining foods, extra foods, they are expecting extra food from Sangha, in the tiny hall. They are in the staircase, they are waiting with cups. They are waiting. So Buddha sees this couple and smiles. Without cause, Buddha never smiles. There is any cause. So what is the reason? Venerable Ananda asked to the Buddha, what is the reason for you are smiling? So Buddha relate their story. They have enough parami to attain hardship. One gentleman, the husband has the enough parami to attain hardship. Lady has enough parami to attain non-radhanaship. If they have a lot somewhere, the sense of spiritual urgency in the first lifetime means between 30 years old. Between 30 years. If they renounce the world and they ordain as a bhikkhu, as a bhikkhuni, the husband will become rahat. The lady will become non-radhana. But if they forgot, because enjoying sensual pleasures, if they cannot renounce in first age, the second age means between 30 and 60. If they renounce the world, ordained as a bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, husband can become non-radhana, then wife can become once radhana. Again, if they enjoy sensual pleasures and they forgot to ordain, then after last age stage means between 60 and 90. In that last stage, if they ordain as a bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, the husband can become once radhana, lady, wife can become sotapanna, supreme winner. But now they are both over 3 ages, maybe more than 90 years and nearly 100. So when Buddha preached Dhamma, they did not grasp the meaning because their memory is very old. So because of this reason, Buddha also do not teach any Dhamma. They will die. Where they will be reborn in future existence? No one can say exactly. Because they are like maybe what called Georgia, maybe a very big part, searching for fish in a very small pond. That small pond, inside that pond there is only pure water and sun is very hot. So very soon water will finish. Fish also will disappear. His wings are also broken. He cannot fly anywhere. They are saying like this part. So you should not try like that. So here changing means, although they have enough varmi to edit Rashi, they do not edit. So changing. In the same way, in future one existence, you may edit Rashi. But if you practice only, if you do not practice, then there may be many futures again. But if you practice diligently in this very life, then you may edit in this life also. You may edit that in this very life.
The same thing, like can you
Yes,
see
yes, same.
your own death in
Yes,
this
sir.
life?
Same.
Like what if you see that you're going to die next week?
You should try. You should try. You can see only your own death also in the same way. Some people, they can fix their own death time. Somebody did that. Maybe 18 years old or 75 years old, he will die. They understand well. But for some people, they cannot understand exact date. Although they cannot understand exact date, they can see their death moment. But they cannot fix which lifespan they cannot fix. Fix means 95 years old or 80 years old, and this way they cannot fix exactly. But they can see that. But when you practice, previously I told Rupa Sadhaka, material subject, Arupa Sadhaka, immaterial subject. In this way, if you practice, they can nearly understand fixed state. They can understand very, very close state. They can understand.
One question. The question related to the example you give of these these old couples here about karma. It seems to me that in Buddha's teaching, karma play a very important and profound role in our life. It seems to me that a lot of things is being predetermined by karma. But again, in our life, it seems to me we still have some room to maneuver. We can have choices. For example, before we came here, we can decide whether we wanted to attend this retreat or not. Many people here may have planned their vacation in the coming August. So my question is our life 100% determined by karma, or is 90% determined by karma? We still have 10% that we have free choices, or it's 80% by 20% or 70%. This always strikes me. Yeah.
There are two types of karma. Past karma and present karma. Past action and present action. These couples, they had fulfilled parami for realization of Nibbana by Arhampa fruition knowledge and Noradana fruition knowledge. But in fruition knowledge. Although they have enough parami, Payoga Sampati, how they translate, I don't know. They must do right action in this very life. This is also called karma. If they do not do right action in this very life, although they have parami, they cannot edit any achievement. So present karma also necessary. Another reason is, according to Lady Sarah's opinion, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I have explained Vajja seed and Charana seed. For this couple, Charana seed is not enough. Charana seed means in previous life, when they are accumulating wholesome dhammas, they had been accumulated vajjasi. They had been this ultimate mentality, materiality in their causes, as they contemplate them as nature dukkha, anatta, partially maybe. But when they are accumulating donation, dana, and observing sila, when they practicing samatha, they have no strong wish for realization of nibbana. Although they may have strong wish for realization of nibbana, their karma is not yet mature. So because of this reason, this karma cannot produce to meet with Buddha in time. Other karmas may produce to be reborn as a human being. Why we can say? They have no much desire for realization of Nibbana. In this last life, they have a lot enjoyment for sensual pleasure only. Because of this reason, they may have accumulated in previous life for sensual pleasure, for enjoyment of sensual pleasure. This karma produces their 5 aggregates in this last life. Because of this reason, when they gain a lot of sensual pleasures, they enjoy these sensual pleasures only the whole life. This is also one. Because of this reason, their karma cannot set in time to meet with Buddha. When they are very old, they cannot accept Buddha's teaching. At that time only they meet with Buddha. So this charana seat is not enough. This is one reason according to Larisiara's opinion. Another example is Vajja seat. Some persons charana seat is good, very good, enough. But Vajja seat is not enough. Although they meet with Buddha, they cannot realize Four Noble Truth. One example is famous Sijaka. Do you know Sijaka? Sijaka who debate with Buddha. 5 aggregate, Buddha says 5 aggregates are another. He debate or he argue with Buddha. 5 aggregates are another. Although he meets with Buddha and died, he had wrong view. 5 aggregates are another. Buddha explained him in detail 2 long discourses. Sula Sijaka Sutta, Maha Sijaka Sutta. Very long. Maybe longer than Mahasriprana Sutta. Very long suttas. Although Buddha explained these 2 types of discourses, he did not take refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. He did not become Buddhist. But in his mind, because of this listening Buddha's Dhamma talk, he agreed 5 aggregates are another. He agreed. But he don't want to confess openly. Mentally only he agreed. This is because his parami. So, because of this parami, after the Mahaparinibbana of Buddha, 400 years later, in Sri Lanka, he became very famous Arhat. Maybe maybe I forgot his name. Very famous Arhat became. So because of this Vajjasi, so for him, Vajjasi is not enough to accept Buddha's teaching. Mahakala Buddha Rakita. Yes. In Sri Lanka, he became one famous Arhat, Mahakala Buddha Rakita. So both Vajjasi and Charanasi is necessary for realization of Nibbana. But so because of this reason, karma distinguishes to be inferior or superior. In the same way, karma distinguishes to be man or woman. Karma distinguishes to be superior or inferior means to be noble one or worldling person. Karma distinguishes. This karma is 2 types, past karma as well as present karma. Although they have enough parami, if they do not do anything in this very life, then they will not attain any achievement. Why? You have not gained definite prophecy. For those who had been already gained definite prophecy, it is sure. For those who have no definite prophecy, then it is not sure. Maybe or not maybe. Any question?
In in Nibbana, you say the mind takes the deathless or the unconditioned as the object.
Element.
So at that point, what is the mind?
The mind
It's
is
so
mind-
purified at that point, and it's just those pure factors of those enlightenment factors of mindfulness.
Yes. Usually, if you, for example, if you contemplate Pacchanattamas as a nature or dukkha or anatta, or especially anatta, other than if you realize nibbana, then your path knowledge is associated with 37 mental fetters. Among these 37 mental fetters may be samavacha, right speech, samagamanta, right action, sama ajiva, right livelihood. 94 plus these three altogether 37. They are pure. But they can destroy Sotapanna path knowledge can destroy only defilements partially, not fully. Again, they must do vipassana again. If they begin arhat path knowledge. The arhat path knowledge also may be sometimes when they are contemplating Pacchanattamas as anatta, they may, or nature or dukkha anatta. Other than they may realize unconditioned element. Then that arhat path also associated with 37 mental fetters. But sometimes, if they contemplate Sakkhaññanattamas as anicca dukkha anatta, other than if they realize there will be no 37, there may be only 35. Why? Vitakka vichara is absent. Because Sakkhaññana. In the same way, if they practice Paccana as anicca dukkha anatta, other than there may be 34 mental fetters. Because piti is absent. While they are contemplating Pacchanattamas as anicca dukkha anatta, after that if they realize nibbana, then there may be 31. But 31 is sukha absent, neutral feeling present again. So in this way there may be a little bit changing. Okay, any question?
So you said earlier that mind produced materiality can only stay inside our body, cannot go outside. Only temperature kalapa can move outside.
It's done
yes.
both.
So when we send a metta to someone, let's say 1,000 miles away, what we actually send and what actually a person receive?
Maybe this is wisdom, wisdom eye, not physical eye.
Do we send the temperature kalapa out? Or?
Not temperature, but maybe other than we should not distinguish. May this nama be well and happy. May this rupa be well and happy. In this way you should not do as a concept only. May my teacher, for example, may well and happy. May be well and happy in this way only as a teacher only. Not ultimate materiality and mentality. So you should distinguish in this case conventional truth and ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is ultimate mentality, materiality. Conventional truth is man, woman, etc. In that case, you must try according to conventional truth only. While you are observing purification of virtue, then you must try according to conventional truth only. According to ultimate sense, there is no being, there is no father, there is no mother. It is true, but according to conventional truth, there is father, there is mother, there is man, there is woman. So we must distinguish two lines. For observing, conventional truth is necessary. For samatha, conventional truth is necessary. For communication, conventional truth is necessary. Please Rupa come. Please Nama come. This is impossible.
from a conventional standpoint, I would like to be pure. That makes sense.
Okay.
But from how you're describing things, if there is no permanent self, what's the point in striving? What are you purifying?
Mentality, materiality only. Yeah? So you are trying, here trying is effort, according to Buddha's teaching. In 34 mental factors, and 3 people yesterday and explain. Among 30 people trying, who trying? Effort is trying only. Who know? Wisdom faculty is no. Mindfulness is remembering only. You do not remember. Mindfulness remember only. In this way, these mental factors, they do their own respective work. So, when purifying appears, this mental process becomes pure. When pure, defilements will not arise again in your mental process.
But why should I care? Why should I care if that's not me? Why should I put up, why should, you know?
Yes, if you do not bright this, then you must reborn again. And there, if you have been reborn, then again there may be old age, death, and old age, sickness, and death. Again you must reborn again, then there may be old age, sickness, and death. So in this way, this process will continue. If you don't want to suffer this continued sufferings, then you must practice.
So I have to have that conventional point of view to not want to suffer, right? For a while.
Maybe this is also another way. No? Here, mentality, materiality, this is one. As soon as they arise, they pass away. But there is also mentality, materiality. This is new one. For example, here is candle light. You put another candle up on the top of fire. Then another candle also become light. Do you understand?
Yes.
This light is coming from where?
From the wax and the
Maybe
string.
you may say from first one, second from first light, second light is coming. You may say, but really it is not true. If from first one, the second light is coming, then here must be absent. Light must be only here. Do you understand? But without first candle light, second candle light is also cannot appear. In the same way only. Depending on your mentality, materiality, this is one candle. You accumulate many wholesome and unwholesome karmas. Because of this wholesome and unwholesome karmas, new existence coming again. Again you accumulate in that new existence wholesome and unwholesome karmas. Then new existence will come again. But if you don't want to this existence, then you must practice Noble Eightfold Path. You may, according to conventional truth only. Then if you practice successfully, then one day this process will cease completely. When your mental process becomes pure. Pure means your path improves your knowledge can destroy this defilements stage by stage. When defilements become pure, your mental process will become pure. When there are no mental defilements, so your mental process will be pure at the time. That pure mental process cannot produce any further future existence. Then there will be no birth, no decay, no sickness, and no old age. You will escape from the no rebirth. Okay.
Bhante, if everything is cause and effect, then doesn't that mean we have no free will? Because when we're choosing, there would always be a cause for us to make a certain decision. So it seems to me if everything is cause and effect, free will does not really exist.
Maybe, although there are cause and effect, in this very life we can accumulate another cause. If we accumulate very powerful cause, that cause can destroy all causes completely. For example, among these causes, path knowledge is very powerful. insight knowledge is second powerful knowledge. Samatha jhana is third powerful knowledge. We can accumulate this samatha, we can accumulate this insight knowledge, we can accumulate that part knowledge. They are also causes, wholesome dhammas. These wholesome dhammas are also cause. But part knowledge cannot produce any future existence. This part knowledge cause cannot produce any future existence. But samatha knowledge, insight knowledge can produce future existence. So they are different causes. We must accumulate powerful causes. If we can replace in the not powerful cause place, then powerful cause will produce existence more. Weak causes will be behind. They cannot produce any more because we are very powerful. When samatha, what president is coming, we must be behind, not in front, because president is very powerful in this country. In the same way, when powerful karma cause is coming, then weak karmas are behind only. They cannot produce any more.
I have a follow-up question on this cause and effect. Let's say I did some behavior in the past that produced some karma. Let's say I call this one as A. So this is my preceding cause A, and we're going to produce a karma B in the future, A in the future. Suppose I accumulated a good merit, which I call B right now. Can this good merit be offset this bad karma in A, or there's no interaction between these two?
Maybe opposite sometimes. Opposite means for one clear explanation. Have you heard Venerable Angulimala? He killed many people in this very last life. But when he became Rahat, these karmas cannot produce any future existence. So they are opposite, you can say, but that Arhampat karma can satisfy all karmas.
So the good merit can offset, can cancel out the bad karma.
Yes. Maybe some persons, maybe you may have Dhamma Dadiga. Dhamma Dadiga, how they translate, I don't know. But I maybe in the prison, he killed many people according to the case order. He killed many prisoners for 15 years. So one day he was retired. On that day he offered milk rice to the Venerable Sariputta. Venerable Sariputta preached Dhamma, Samatha and Vipassana systematically. He can follow the Dhamma. He practiced Vipassana up to Sankharupekkha Jnana stage. Then very happy. Then happily he followed to the Venerable Sariputta and then came back. When he came back on the way, one cow attacked to him and then he was dead. He was dead. So this is, in this case, he was reborn in Devava. 15 years he killed many prisoners. But this karma cannot produce any result. Though he was reborn in Devava only because of insight knowledge.
So, Bhante, I'm a little bit confused. If so, the Buddha attained his enlightenment at 35, and attained enlightenment at 35, but he lived with back pain, I understand, throughout his life, which was old karma.
Not throughout his life, only 10 months before final cessation.
Only 10 months before
final cessation.
So, the attainment that he had didn't get rid of that karma?
Maybe for future existence only. So because of this previously mentioned, Arhampat knowledge can destroy all karmas first. For future existence only. Between final stage, if the previous karma became mature, they will produce this result.
I see.
But Buddha can prevent this pain. How? He practiced vipassana, material sub method and immaterial sub method, rupasadaka vipassana. And then he entered into a heart crushing attainment for maybe about 1 hour, etc. Imagine from that attainment, he do Adhaitana, strong determination.
You did
Where
what? I did.
Adhaitana, strong determination. May this back pain not appear in me up to the Pranibbana day. In this way, he must do every day, day and day. This is called Ayu Sankhara Phala Samapatti or Ayu Balaga Phala Samapatti, to protect his lifespan only. He do this attainment every day. Because of this reason, Prakti will not appear in him within 10 months. But my meaning is, some karmas may be mature, but can prevent. But for Venerable Mahamoggallana, he cannot prevent his karma. So because they are very strong, he killed his father and mother. This karma is very strong. So because of this reason, before Pranibbana stage, this karma become mature again. And then it produces to progress into pieces his body. So some can be prevent, some cannot be prevent. But for future existence, all karmas can justify by this part improving knowledge.
And I have another question along the same line. I wasn't quite sure I was understanding what you were saying when, if one attains arahatship at a certain point in their life and then takes parinibbana at a later point in their life, is it to finish playing out the karma? Why would one not take parinibbana right away?
Maybe because their karma is still producing its effect.
It's what?
Still producing its effect.
That's
So
what I
not
was.
yet finished. Karma's post is not yet finished.
So they have to finish the karma.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were saying. Yes, thank you.
Maybe for example, one famous example is Venerable Bhagula. You should not emulate this example. When he was 80 years old, 80, at that time only he ordained as a bhikkhu. He practiced samatha vipassana diligently 7 days. Within 7 days he became Arhat. As a Arhat, he stayed another 80 years. So 160 years, because his karma is very powerful karma. He gave medicine to the Anamadasi Buddha, as well as maybe Paduma or one Buddha, and 2 Buddhas he offered medicine because of this karma only. So he had long life. His karma is very strong. To maintain his lifespan is very strong. Because of this reason, although he don't want to stay, he must stay only.
I see. And another question that I wasn't really clear on as you were speaking, when you said to contemplate your future life produces disenchantment because of the discernment of anicca as you contemplate your future lives, and that's what can cause you to strive hard to attain in this current life.
Yes.
I see.
Some meditators, but if they practice diligently, their lifespan can finish in this life. They can attain hardship in this life. They understand. But if they do not practice diligently, if they enjoy sensual pleasures together, then they must continue. They understand well both. They should try to choose anyone. Okay, let us stop.
So I have a short question about how Arahant know that he already attained Arahantship.
Maybe they realize Nibbana face to face. After that, their enlightenment, they should reflect their defilements. When they are reflecting defilements, they can see such defilements are disappear, such defilements are present. In this way, they understand, again, this is only Sotapanna stage, this is only Sakadagami stage, this is only Nagami stage. In this way, they can understand. When they run that ship, when they are reflecting their defilements, they cannot see any defilement. Tomorrow this Venerable will try tomato.
Just a talk.